So first of all, the very first thing I'm going to teach you is the case study about analysis of Italian and Egyptian culture. Right? So let's deal with that first. Okay. So let's deal with Egyptian and Italian culture. This is the case study based on that. Okay. Okay. So it's taking a long time to come on the board. Let me put it again on the board. And this is really very interesting to get to know about, to learning about Italian and Egyptian culture. Fine? Fine. Okay, so is my voice perfectly audible? Nixon, Srinath, Seher, Asya, Sanober, is my voice perfectly audible? Are you able to see the document which I am sharing on the board? Yeah. So, is it visible to you? Okay, good. Now, in Egypt, a man word is considered his bond. So in Egypt, if you have said something verbally, then that is considered as a bond. And to go back on words is to bring dishonor to your family. Fine. So in Egypt, a man word is considered his bond, and to go back on words is to bring dishonor to your family. Honor is an important facet of interpersonal relationships. Okay, facet means face, dimension. An individual honor is considered, or it is taken with the reputation of all family members. There is less social mobility in Egypt. Fine. So if you're going to Egypt, they rely more on what you say verbally, and what you say verbally has to do with your family reputation too. Fine. And there is less social mobility in Egypt. Fine. In Egypt, status is defined by the family background, family members' reputation. So if you are in Egypt, how they are going to define your reputation? How they are going to define your status? See, if you are an Egyptian, or if you happen to live in Egyptian, your reputation, I mean to say not reputation, but yeah, your status will depend on your family background. If your family is having a very good background, you are going to have good reputation. Okay. And also if your family members are having good reputation, then you are going to have good status. So in Egypt, status doesn't depend on how much money you do have, or in which company you are working with, how successful you are when it comes to career. So if you have got a good family reputation and the members of the family has got a good reputation, then you're going to owe high status in Egypt. Fine, everyone? So Robert, Seher, Srinath, Nixon, and Asya. Okay. So they will never measure status on the basis of wealth, as it happens in India or Asian countries. Okay. There are basically three types of social classes in Egypt. They are upper, middle, and lower class, as it happens in our country. A person's social class determines his access to power and position. Like Italy, Egypt has other gift-giving etiquettes. So if you are living in Egypt, you are bound to get a lot of gifts from others, because it is a kind of etiquette there. Fine. Here, greetings are based on the class and religion of the person. So, see, in our country, we use the same greeting, that is, hello, namaste, assalamu alaikum for everyone, right? Irrespective of the religion or class, right? But in Egypt, when it comes to greetings are based on the class and religion of the person. Fine? Is it clear? Is it clear so far? Do you have any questions? Okay, fine, great. Now, so Kevin, you have joined this. We are dealing with culture today, like how they deal within, what kind of culture prevails in Egypt and Italy. Okay, so in Egypt and Italy, if you have family has got a good reputation, then you'll have a good status. Okay, and so it doesn't depend on wealth and all. Okay, now in any greeting between man and woman, the woman must extend her hand first. If she does, then the other person should bow his head in order to greet her. So if it is a greeting between men and women, then in that case, women will extend her hand first, and then the man who is standing in front of her, he is going to bow up his head, okay, to greet her. Fine? Is it clear? So this is how they wish each other. I hope you're enjoying the topic. This is hour of leave kind of a topic. Okay, this is quite different, but it's important for you to inculcate knowledge so that you can use it at the time of interviews. Okay, and you also get to know new vocabulary words here, right? It's always good to know about different cultures, right? Handshakes are somewhat limp and prolonged. Prolonged means for a bit long period of time. Although they are always given with a hearty smile and direct eye contact. So when they are doing handshake with you, they'll make a direct eye contact and they will have a hearty smile. Hearty means from within, not fake one. Fine? Fine. Now, if a person is invited on a dinner with an Egyptian family, then it is advised to bring some sweets, pastries or chocolates to the hostess. So if I am in Egypt and I have invited you for dinner, then you need to bring sweets, pastries and chocolates to my house. Okay? A person can bring gifts for children which show affection. Okay? While giving gift to an Egyptian, be careful that gift should be given from right hand or with both hands. Fine? So either give it with both hands or right hand. Never give flowers to them, as flowers are generally given to ill and at wedding. So in Egypt, you cannot bring flowers for me unless and until I am ill or I am having my wedding. Fine? So don't bring that. Okay? Gifts are not opened at the time of receiving. This isn't done even in our country, right? If I'm giving you some gift, you're not going to open it in front of me, right? You'll open it once I'm, back home, right? Right, everyone? Okay. Now, Egyptians also give preference to do business with the known person whom they trust and respect. So in Egyptian culture, if they know you, then they will be more keen to do business with you rather than doing it with a stranger. Okay. Therefore, it will be very helpful to spend more time with them to create a good personal relationship. So if you are having a good personal relationship with someone in Egypt, okay, then in that case, they will be keen to do business with you if they know you in person. This also helps in making good network among Egyptians and for cultivating good contracts. Fine? Egyptians judge people on appearances, therefore always wear good clothes and present yourself in a decent manner. So they also judge you on the basis of, they not only judge you on the basis of your family reputation, but also on how you have, as per your clothing style. So just be neat, just dress yourself in a decent manner, okay, when you are meeting them. Always pay respect to older person or the senior one in the group, because the senior one will be the spokesperson, will also be the spokesperson. What is the spokesperson? What is the meaning of this word spokesperson? Anyone out there? What is spokesperson? Please let me know if you know it. What is a spokesperson? Anyone? If you can let me know the meaning, I shall be really glad. If not, then I'm going to disclose. Yeah. So spokesperson is someone, who will be, speak on the behalf of others, everyone. Okay? Clear? Yeah, correct. Fine. Hi Prabhavati, how are you? You have joined a bit late. So today we are dealing with Egyptian and Italian culture, okay? And I am teaching a case study on that so that you can get to know about their culture. Fine? Prabhavati? Yeah, very good. Hi Aman, how are you? Okay, now. So Egyptians judge people on appearances, therefore always wear good clothes and present yourself in a decent manner. This we have read. Rank and hierarchy are very important in Egypt. Appointments are necessary in Egypt. Therefore, these should be made in advance and confirm the meeting in advance, either by fax or telephone. So if it is a business meeting or if you want to meet me, okay, you have to, make an appointment. You just cannot visit anyone like that. Reconfirm the meeting at least 2 days before the meeting. In meetings, Egyptians spend much time on inquiries about health, family. After this meeting starts, have all the documents and printed material both in English and Egyptian Arabic language. High-level government officials often adhere to more Western practices and hold private meetings without interruptions. Okay. If the government is involved in business practices, then discussions will take even longer since approval must often be given them by the minister of several departments. Egyptians give preference to the social side of the business. Therefore, long-term business results because of personal relationships. So, if you are having a good personal relationship with someone in, Egypt, then they will prefer to do business with you. This I already told you, right? And Egyptians always respect elders or seniors. Therefore, it is advisable to include impressive titles to elder members in a team. So, if you really want to, bag some kind of projects from them, just make sure you have someone senior, because they give a lot of respect to senior people, and just give them impressive titles so that they can catch attention. Okay, it can allure them. Fine. Egyptians like confrontations and avoid saying no. They will never say no directly. When they do not respond, then it is clear that they are not interested. So if they are not interested in your deal, they will never say no. They will just not respond. That's it. And they are very, very tough negotiators. Fine. Business attire is formal and conservative dress well if you want to make a good impression. Okay. Now, so I have already read it for you. I want you to read it on your own as well once, so that you can get even the better idea of what I was reading. Okay. If something is not clear to you, fine. So you have to read it from here. This is in actually. Okay. So this is in. From here till here. Then I'll scroll it down. Prabha, are you able to hear me? Prabhavati, are you able to hear me? Hello? 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 How about others? Other than Prabha, are others able to hear me well? Hello? Okay, so there's some issue at Prabha's end. Prabha, Prabha, please relog in again. I think others are able to hear me well. Now, Sanobar, Seher, Srinath, Nixon, Kelvin, Eamon, please read it from here in till Egypt. Fine, on your own. Is it clear? And Eamon, you have not responded. Are you there? Eamon, are you there? You have not responded. See, Eamon, you have joined a bit late, so let me enlighten you on what we were dealing with today. We are actually doing a case study on Egyptian and Italian culture. Okay, so you can get to know about it. And after this, we are going to do vocabulary. Fine. So what you have to do, you have to read it again on your own from in till Egypt. Fine. And it has been marked by a green line, as you can see. Fine. So just read it. Okay. That's okay. That's not a big deal. Now even, mobile phones have got bigger screens, so you can read it there also. Even I do it. Sometimes I read it in my mobile. Okay. So that's not a big deal. It's okay. You can read it properly there. Okay. Okay, so read at your own pace. Okay, no issues. You'll get this document even through email. Okay, so you can read it even at home. Fine. Now, Prabhavati, are you able to hear me? Prabhavati, are you able to hear me? Okay. You cannot hear me? Still cannot hear me? Others are able to hear me? Yeah, please read it, and once you're done with it, just let me know in the chat box itself. Yes, Srinath, you can read it from in till Egypt. Okay, and once you are done, just let me know. I'm going to scroll it down. Okay. Okay, are you done? Is everyone done with the same? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, sure. Prabha, take your time. I don't mind it. I hope you are able to hear me now. Are you able to hear me well now, Prabha? Okay, great. You can read it please. Everyone else is also reading. They don't mind it. Don't worry. Okay, this is a bit short, but this passage, obviously, this case study is very long, but yeah, this portion which I have marked, which you need to read, is small. Okay, you can just read it. Okay, you have finished the mark area. That's very good. I'll just wait for 3 more minutes. Let others finish it, and then we're going to switch over to the next part. Okay? Is it fine, Nixon? So, Nixon, did you go somewhere on Christmas? How you celebrated the Christmas evening? Seher, Sanobar, Nixon, Kelvin, Srinath, Prabha, how you celebrated Christmas? Did you do something specific? Did you went out? Many people go out. So what did you do? How you celebrated Christmas? You must be having holiday. So I spent it cleaning my house. That is how I celebrated it. So I had a leave today. I mean yesterday itself. I specifically don't have any classes on Thursday. So yesterday was Thursday. I didn't have any class. So I just cleaned my house. That is how I celebrated Christmas. How about you? How about you people? Did you do something specific? Okay. Okay. So this is how Prabha has celebrated. Okay. Okay. So he has got office work. So you might be involved in, treating the family well. That is how you celebrated, right? Okay. So is everyone done? Is everyone done with it? Should I scroll it down? Okay. Prabha, how about you? Sanobar, Seher, Kelvin, Nixon, Eman. Okay, great. Now, now you have to read it from appointments till respond. From here till here. Okay? So just read it because I have already read that part. Okay, so you need to read it now. Once you're done with it, you'll settle it. Okay? I'll just be back from the washroom. Just give me 2 minutes, please. Just excuse me for 2 minutes. Okay? Okay, from that. Okay. Hi, Mohammed Tariq. Fine. Let me scroll it down. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. Now, shall we proceed ahead? Shall we proceed ahead? Okay. All right. After comparing two different cultures in two different countries, it is clear that business practices also changes with the different culture, right? So if the culture is changing, business practice will change, right? Because values will change, right? So obviously business practices will change. Italian gives much preference to the first impression. Okay. So if you are dealing with an Italian client, then they will give much preference to the first impression. Where while in Egyptian culture, they give preference to the honor. Fine, as stated above. Fine. Fine. So for this Italian people, first impression is the last impression. Fine. And when it comes to Egyptian people, they give much preference to the honor. In Egypt, the older people in the group is also the spokesperson, but in Italy, it is not like the older person may or may not be the spokesperson. So Italian people, they don't give that much importance to the elder people. So in Italian culture, older people may or may not be the spokesperson when it comes to business. Fine. Due to expansion of global business operations, manager needs more knowledge of foreign cultures. See, if you have international clients, business practices will change for sure. So for that, you should have more knowledge of foreign cultures. Fine. See, if you know that Egyptian people, give more importance to values and culture, this and that. Okay, like elder people, then you will plan accordingly. And if you know that okay, for Italian people, first impression is the last impression, and okay, that's nice. So you can speak to him about Egyptian culture that okay, today I have learned about this. Is it true? You people give more importance to elders and also to, if you're having a good reputation, family members have got a good reputation, then you'll be good in the eyes of Egyptians. Okay. So therefore an international representative or manager has to perform the business as the citizen of particular country performs. Okay, Prabha. Now, Italians are very fashionable. Do you know that Italians are very, very fashionable? Whereas Egyptians are not too much fashionable. So Egyptians, they are not fashionable. For Italians, they are very fashionable. First impression is the last impression. So whenever you are meeting an Italian client, just dress up well and be fashionable. Okay? Fine? Is it fine? Is it clear, everyone? Sanobar, Seher, Nixon, Kelvin, Mohammed Tariq, Sheikh Mohammed, Srinath, Eman and Prabha. Okay, good. Italians are very fast. Okay, this we have read. Sorry. Okay, so for doing business, it is necessary to have well dressed if someone is going to do business in Italy. So if you are meeting an Italian client, as I told you, be fashionable, just dress up well. Whereas in Egypt, dresses are important, but they give much preference to it. Okay. So in Egypt, even in Egypt also, dresses are important. Dressing sense is very important, but they give much importance to honor. To respect to elders is an obligation in Egypt, whereas in Italy it is not so. Because Italian is the official language, therefore one should have fluency in Italian. Otherwise, he has to hire an interpreter. Okay, interpreter. Because all the work will be done in Italian, whereas in Egypt it is not a compulsion to have paperwork in Arabic. So Egyptian people, they speak in Arabic, but it's not a compulsion that you have to do the paperwork in Arabic. But in Italy, you have to do the paperwork in Italian. So if you don't know Italian language, then you have to hire an interpreter. Fine? Clear, everyone? Shall we proceed ahead? Egyptians always give preference to family background, okay? Their reputation, their personal relationships, and they never judge people on wealth basis, okay? So in Egypt, if you have a good family background, then they will weigh you more as compared to others who haven't got such, okay? And wealth doesn't matter as much for them, okay? In Italy, if a person is giving high quality wine to an Italian family, he will be considered as good, whereas giving wine to an Egyptian, he will be considered as bad because alcohol is bad in Islam. Okay, so in Egyptian, if you are meeting an Egyptian and if you are giving his or her a wine, a bottle of wine as a gift, that will be considered as bad because in Islam, it is considered as bad. But in Italian culture, if you are giving wine to someone, that will be treated as a good thing. Okay. So when if suppose you have gone to Egypt, okay, to do business with some Egyptian client, and you don't know anything about their culture, and you have gifted them a very, very costly wine, what will happen? What will happen? If you have gifted them a very costly wine, what will happen when the client is an Egyptian guy? What will happen? They won't like it. They will cancel the business deal with you. They are not going to do business with you. But if it is an Italian client, then they will be very, very happy. Okay. There are many precautions that an international manager has to be taken while doing business in another culture. So do you understand why I am teaching you this? See, if you are in the corporate world and you have to deal with your portfolio is to deal with international clients, if you don't know much about their culture, you'll be in trouble, right? So that's why. While analyzing the Hofstede, the power distance is ranked lower than individual. Masculinity and uncertainty avoidance in Italy. Whereas in Egypt, the lowest Hofstede dimension. What is this Hofstede dimension? Anyone? What is this Hofstede? What is the meaning of this word, Hofstede? And do we pronounce it in the same manner? What is this Hofstede dimension? Do you know about Hofstede model? Anyone? Does anyone know that? Should I? Okay, so let me teach you this Hofstede model first. And what you people have written? Listen, this is obviously has to do with business communication. Okay, so I'm just going to teach you about Hofstede model. You're going to learn about it later on also. But yeah, I need to teach you this because otherwise you won't be able to understand, right? So it's like Hofstede's cultural dimension theory. Okay? Okay. Fine. So let me teach you this first. Now, so see, it is the theory, when it comes to this theory, that is Hofstede's cultural dimension theory, it's a framework, okay, for cross-cultural communication developed by Gerd Hofstede. It describes the effects of a society's culture on the values of its members and how these values relate to behavior using a structural derived theme. Hofstede's culture, it's actually a theory, and a scientist with the name Hofstede, he has, framed this. It actually describes the effects of a society's culture on the values of its members. Okay. So if I get to go in detail, if you ask me to go in detail for this theory, what is going to happen is, wait, just a second. I'm just going to give you one video link. Okay. So see, every culture is different and our behavior is based on our culture, right? Right, everyone? So this has, see, you're going to learn this under management. Okay, so I'm going to teach you under business communication as well, so that you can understand this case study well. Fine? Okay, so this is the video. Please open this and play this. Kindly play this. And please skip that. Okay, so please play it. I hope you are able to play it at your end. Sanobar, Seher, Nixon, Kelvin, Mohammed Tariq, Sheikh Mohammed, Srinath, Prabhavati. Are you able to play it at your end? And DVA Rahman, are you there? I guess you have joined very late. How are you? You are training? Prabhavati, you are training? I didn't get you. Are you playing it or not? That link, YouTube link. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so the typo it. I thought you were in some training. You are in some training. You are sitting in your office and you are in some training. Yeah, please play it. Okay. Okay, fine. Once you are done with it, just let me know. I'll just teach you what is it saying. Okay, fine. Now, let me teach you what is it saying. What does this theory say? Please pay heed to the board. I'm going to put some documents, some notes on the board. Okay. See, what happens is this. As per this theory, they weigh four things, as you might have seen in the video, dimensions of national culture. Okay. The first thing is power distance index. What is this power distance index? Power distance is the extent to which less powerful members of organization and institution like family accept and expect that power is distributed unequally. Okay. So you might have seen in that video that that guy was asking, your son is also eating with us. Okay. So that means, he actually says that your son is, less powerful. So he should not eat with us. Okay. Individuals in a society that exhibits a high degree of power distance accept hierarchies in which everyone has a place without the need for justification. Okay. So societies with low power distance seek to have equal distribution of power. Okay. Cultures that endorse low power distance expect and accept power relations that are more consultative or democratic. Okay. So in some societies, they're going to treat you equally. Okay. You might have seen in some societies, they won't allow the women to sit with them and eat, because it's like women are unequal. Okay. We are dominant, they are recessive. Okay. We have got more power, so power distance is there, so they cannot eat with us. Right. So that is power distance index. Fine. Is it clear? So many societies have that, and there are so many examples. This is just one example. Okay, in some societies, they won't allow their servants to sit with them. Okay, because they think that they are lower in rank. How we are more powerful, we are paying them, so why they need to sit with us? Okay. So that is one thing. Now, second thing is masculinity and versus femininity, male and female, the distribution of emotional roles between the genders. Masculine cultures values are competitiveness, materialism, ambition, and power, whereas feminine culture places more value on relationships and quality of life. Okay, so that man was saying that your wife didn't cook food today, you are buying pizza from outside, so that means he was gender biased, right? As per his culture, that guy's culture was what you have seen in that video. Women's have got women's are the sole role of women's is to cook. If they are not doing it, that's not correct. Fine, that happens in many cultures. Nowadays women's they earn equal salaries, but still in some families if both are working, so man is coming back from the office, he can watch TV and women need to cook, right? So still they are biased about gender. Okay, so that thing falls under masculinity versus femininity. Fine. Fine. Okay. Long-term orientation versus short-term orientation. First called Confucian dynamism. It describes society's time horizon. Long-term oriented societies attach more importance to the future. So when it comes to if I'm long-term oriented kind of a person, then what I'm going to do. I'm going to give more importance to the future. I'm going to develop such kind of relationships with you that it can sustain in future too. It can prevail in future too, right? And short-term oriented societies, they value, okay, that's nice. Good job. Okay. So this is like long-term versus short-term orientation. Fine. And individualism versus collectivism. Collectivism. What is that? The degree to which individuals are integrated into groups. In some families nowadays, mother is working, father is working, so it's, the kids who stay at home, they develop different kind of, society. They have their own society, right? They get their own friends, and whenever some relative is going to come, what is going to happen? They will never meet them, right? Because they think, why I need to meet them, right? So that is like individualism. They get, self-centered, right? Next one, is it correct now? Okay, so in collectivism, they will act as a unit, the whole family. Okay, but in individualism, few people will be there. In that video, you might have seen all three were greeting that Japanese man, right? So is this theory clear to you now? Is it clear to you now? Great. Okay, so whereas in Egypt, the lowest Hofstede dimension is individualism. Lowest Hofstede dimension means individualism. So because see, these Egyptians, they give more importance to family, right? So if you are standing with them, if you're meeting them alone, if you have invited them for dinner, and if you're meeting them alone, they won't like it. Okay, they give much importance to collectivism than individualism because they give preference to extended families. Fine, is it clear now? And masculinity is still in Italy and Egypt, but it is higher in Egypt. So Egyptian people, they give more importance to man than women. They still think that women is a second gender. Okay. Therefore, it is necessary to know about culture before going to perform business in a country. There are many aspects which covers by culture. It covers way of dressing up, language, society structure, people's behavior, and etiquette. One of the common saying is do as the Romans do, right? So if you are visiting my country, just behave as you need, as an Indian being. Okay. If you are going to some other culture, just behave as they behave. Okay. This is a very useful saying in doing your business. A person has to do as Italian does when he is going to do business in Italy, and has to do as Egyptian does when he is going to do business in Egypt. And you can only do it when you know about that culture. Fine. So is this topic clear to you now? Is it clear to you now? Is it clear to you now? Okay, good. Fine. So what is your view about this case study? Did you like it? You just need to write what you feel. Okay? Just write what you feel. That's it. Okay. I just want you to be very transparent when it comes to asking, when it comes to giving feedback. Okay. I don't take it on a personal confront. Whatever is true, because sometimes even a teacher doesn't understand, whether the students are getting it or not. Okay, so sometimes you have to be guiding. You have to act as my guide so that you can correct knowledge can come out from inside. Okay, knowledge is there, but you need to dig for it sometimes, students. So I expect that from my students. Okay. So don't hesitate in asking anything. If you're not able to understand it, then you can ask me many times. Okay, you can ask me again and again. I'll be very happy that my students are so transparent. Okay, they take me as a friend. Fine. And also whatever comes to your mind after taking the class, whenever I ask for feedback or after teaching you any topic, just say that. Okay. Okay. Now let's do some idioms and proverbs. Okay, so leave somebody holding the baby. What is that? That is actually an idiom. If someone is left holding the baby, they are made responsible for a problem that other wants to deal with. Okay, don't want to deal with. So leave somebody holding the baby means suppose you are being asked to deal with the problem no one else wants to deal with, then it's like leave somebody holding the baby. When the angry customer started to complain, my colleagues disappeared and left me holding the baby. Fine. Now, backroom boys. What is that? This term refers to people who do important work but have no contact with the public. Okay? Backroom boys do not always receive the credit they deserve for their work. So, who all are backroom boys here? They do important work but they don't have contact with the public. Who all are backroom boys or girls? Please let me know. I am a backroom woman, you can say. Even in family also. Okay. Others are not backroom ones. Even only me and Prabha are backroom ones. Women. Others are, front room ones. Okay. Back of the envelope calculation. This expression refers to a quick, approximate calculation done informally on the back of an envelope. That means I don't need the exact amount. Just give me a back of envelope calculation. Back of envelope calculation means just approximate calculation. Don't do it. Okay. Just try to give me the specific near about idea. Okay. Back of beyond, an isolated place located far from any town, is said to be the back of beyond. It took us hours to find Jack's house. He lives in the back of beyond. So if you live in the back of beyond, your house is in an isolated place far away from any town. Okay. Okay. Is it clear? Like the back of one's hand. If you know something like the back of your hand, you are familiar with it and know it in detail. So if you know something in detail and you're familiar with it, it's like the back of your hand. Of course, I won't get lost. I know London like the back of my hand. Fine? Back into shape, everyone knows. To get yourself back in shape, you need to take some exercise in order to become fit and healthy again. Eva decided she would have to get back into shape before looking for a job. Fine. So we are done for today. Do you have any questions for me? Please let me know if you have one for me. Do you have any questions for me? Please let me know. It's time to wrap up the class. Okay, we don't have any questions for me. Do you have any questions for me? Nixon, it's time to end the class. Okay, so that's what I'm asking. Okay, okay. So thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Okay. Bye. See you tomorrow. Please be there. Okay, and don't forget to fill the feedback form. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.